Constantly seeking approval from others not only drains your energy but also robs you of your self-worth. True respect starts from within, when you stop measuring your value by others' opinions. By embracing self-sufficiency, you begin to command respect naturally. Focus on your own beliefs, actions, and growth, rather than chasing validation. As you cultivate self-respect, you'll notice others begin to respect you in return. In this article, we'll explore 6 powerful Stoic lessons to help you break free from habits that diminish your respect. From letting go of external validation to embracing personal responsibility, each principle will empower you to build a life of true self-respect and strength. Stay tuned. Stop complaining and playing the victim, building on the idea that self-worth comes from within. Another critical behavior that prevents you from earning respect is the constant tendency to complain and adopt a victim mentality. It's easy to fall into this trap, especially when life gets tough and things aren't going as planned. We all face challenges, setbacks, and disappointments, but how we respond to these situations shapes our character and, ultimately, how others perceive us. Imagine this: you're working on a big project at work or school, and everything that could go wrong does. Deadlines are missed, communication errors stack up, and stress mounts. It's easy to get frustrated and complain about the lack of support, the unfairness of it all, or the mistakes made by others. But here's the catch: every time you do this, you relinquish control over the situation. Complaining keeps you stuck in a mindset of helplessness, making it harder to move forward and find solutions. Not only does this drain your energy, but it also signals to others that you're not capable of handling responsibility. In contrast, when you stop complaining and take ownership of your circumstances, your power shifts. The Stoics emphasize the importance of focusing on what is within your control and letting go of the rest. They teach us that while we can't always control the events in our lives, we can control our response. By choosing not to dwell on what's wrong or unfair, we reclaim our sense of agency and find clarity in the midst of chaos. This shift in mindset, from passive victim to active participant, earns you respect not only from others but also from yourself. Think of it this way: if you're always pointing fingers at others or external circumstances, you miss the opportunity to learn and grow. Each challenge is a lesson in disguise, a chance to build resilience, problem-solving skills, and emotional strength. It's about reframing your perspective. Instead of complaining about the project being too hard, ask yourself, what can I do to make this better? Shift your focus from what's wrong to what's within your control, and you'll start seeing solutions rather than obstacles. People respect those who take responsibility for their actions and circumstances. By choosing not to complain, you show maturity, resilience, and emotional intelligence. When you stop playing the victim, you demonstrate that you are the author of your own story. You don't let life's challenges define you, and because of this, others are more likely to respect you. In fact, your ability to remain calm and focused amidst adversity often inspires those around you to do the same. So, next time life throws a curveball your way, remember, you have a choice. You can complain and stay stuck in negativity, or you can rise above the situation, take responsibility, and show the world that you're in control. Respect is not given, it's earned through the way you handle life's difficulties. And when you stop complaining, you take one giant step toward becoming the kind of person others look up to. Stop giving in to negative emotions, building on the idea of taking responsibility for our actions and letting go of the victim mentality. Another key Stoic lesson is learning how to control our emotions. Life is filled with ups and downs, and it's easy to give in to frustration, anger, or sadness when things don't go our way. However, constantly reacting with negative emotions not only diminishes your ability to think clearly, but it also strips you of the respect others might have for you. Think of a time when you were in an argument with a friend, colleague, or family member. Perhaps they said something hurtful, or the situation spiraled into a conflict. In that moment, your emotional reaction, whether it was anger, frustration, or defensiveness, likely clouded your judgment. The more you allowed your emotions to take over, the more out of control you felt. Maybe you even said things you didn't mean or acted in a way that later felt out of character. This is a perfect example of how unchecked emotions can sabotage not only your relationships but also your own sense of self-respect. The Stoics teach us that emotions, while natural, can easily become destructive if left unchecked. They argue that emotions like anger, fear, and jealousy come from our attachment to external events, things we cannot control. Stoicism, in contrast, promotes the idea of apatheia, emotional tranquility. It's not about suppressing your emotions or pretending they don't exist. It's about not allowing them to control you. When you stop giving in to negative emotions, you reclaim your ability to respond with wisdom, rather than reaction. Imagine facing a difficult situation at work. Perhaps your boss criticizes you publicly or a project doesn't go as planned. The natural response might be anger or defensiveness. But what if, instead of reacting immediately, you took a step back and asked yourself, what is within my control in this situation? By taking a moment to breathe and detach from the emotional intensity of the moment, you would be able to respond more thoughtfully and composed. This is the Stoic approach, to choose not to be at the mercy of your emotions but to act in accordance with your rational mind. Respect is often earned by those who remain calm under pressure and show the ability to keep their composure, even when emotions run high. People admire individuals who can navigate difficult conversations or stressful situations without flying off the handle. By practicing emotional control, you not only improve your relationships but also increase your ability to solve problems effectively and remain grounded in challenging circumstances. One powerful story comes to mind. A mentor of mine once shared a moment from his early career when he received harsh feedback in front of his team. Rather than getting defensive or angry, he took a deep breath and calmly asked for constructive feedback, showing that he valued growth over ego. This response not only earned him respect from his colleagues but also established him as a leader who could maintain composure in any situation. In the end, mastering your emotions is one of the most powerful ways to earn respect, both from others and yourself. When you stop allowing negative emotions to control your actions, you begin to embody strength, wisdom, and integrity, qualities that naturally draw respect and admiration from those around you. Stop living for external validation, building on the idea of mastering your emotions and gaining control over your reactions. Another powerful Stoic lesson is the importance of no longer living for the validation of others. In a world constantly shaped by social media, comparisons, and societal pressures, it's easy to fall into the trap of seeking approval from external sources. Whether it's the praise of friends, the recognition of colleagues, or the number of likes on a social media post, we often base our sense of worth on how others perceive us. But when you live for validation from the outside world, you lose the foundation of your self-respect and individuality. Think about a time when you did something solely to impress someone else. Maybe you bought an expensive item because you thought it would make you appear more successful, or you agreed with someone's opinion even though you didn't believe it yourself, just to be accepted. At that moment, you may have felt a temporary sense of validation, but deep down, did it make you feel more fulfilled? Did it build long-lasting respect within yourself? Most likely, the answer is no. Instead, it probably left you feeling empty and uncertain, questioning why you did it in the first place. This behavior ultimately drains you. Constantly seeking approval and striving to meet other people's expectations shifts your focus away from your own values and authentic self. The Stoics, however, teach us that true fulfillment and respect come from living a life in alignment with our own principles and beliefs, not the fleeting approval of others. Stoicism encourages you to be self-sufficient, to find peace and value within yourself, and to act according to your inner truth, not based on what others might think or say. When you do this, not only will you begin to experience true self-respect, but you'll also inspire others to respect you, as they can sense your authenticity and strength. Imagine for a moment that you're living according to your own values. You make decisions based on your principles, not to impress someone else. You pursue goals that are meaningful to you, even if they don't align with what others might expect. Perhaps you're someone who values simplicity over material wealth, or someone who prefers a quiet, introspective life over the hustle and bustle of constant socializing. When you live authentically like this, you will start attracting respect from those who resonate with your true self, while letting go of the need to please those who don't. Let's take a real-life example. A friend of mine, Jake, was constantly struggling with feelings of inadequacy, always trying to measure up to the expectations of his peers. His friends would often talk about their luxurious vacations, expensive gadgets, or high-end experiences. Jake, wanting to fit in, began spending money on things that weren't in line with his values. But despite buying the latest tech gadgets and going on lavish trips, he felt no greater sense of happiness or respect. It was only when he stopped trying to impress others and embraced his love for simple, quiet weekends, reading and hiking, that he began to feel at peace with himself. Slowly, His genuine confidence and respect for himself shone through, and those who respected him for who he truly was started to appreciate him more. He realized that external validation never brought true fulfillment, only self-respect did. By stopping the pursuit of external validation, you empower yourself to live more freely, confidently, and authentically. This shift not only changes how you view yourself, but how others see you as well. The respect you seek from others is often the result of living in alignment with your own truth, not chasing the approval of the world around you. The more you live for yourself, the more respect you will attract, and the more fulfilled you will feel, inside and out. Stop making excuses and take responsibility. Building on the idea of no longer seeking external validation, another crucial Stoic lesson is about owning up to your actions and taking full responsibility for your life. We've all been there. It's easy to point fingers when things don't go our way, or make excuses when we fail to achieve something. But the Stoics understood that true personal power and respect come from acknowledging your mistakes, learning from them, and not shifting blame to others or external circumstances. Think about a time when you failed at something, perhaps a project at work, a goal you set for yourself, or even a relationship that fell apart. It's human nature to want to place the blame somewhere else. Maybe you blamed your boss for not giving you enough resources, or your partner for not supporting you the way you wanted. But did that help? Did blaming others make you feel better, or did it leave you feeling frustrated and stuck, without a clear path forward? Here's the truth. Making excuses keeps you trapped in a cycle of helplessness. It prevents growth. When you don't take responsibility for your actions and circumstances, you remain a passive observer in your own life. The Stoics taught that everything that happens to us is an opportunity for growth, but only if we're willing to take ownership of it. They believed that we are the architects of our own fate. If you want to earn respect from others, the first step is to stop making excuses and start taking responsibility for your actions, decisions, and their consequences. Imagine a scenario where you've been given a tough task at work. The deadline is approaching fast, and despite your best efforts, you're struggling to complete it. It's easy to start making excuses. The task was too hard, I didn't get enough help, or I didn't have enough time. But deep down, you know you could have planned better, communicated more effectively, or asked for help earlier. Rather than deflecting blame, ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? How can I improve next time? Taking responsibility doesn't mean blaming yourself for everything that goes wrong, but it does mean accepting that you are in control of your choices, and your future is shaped by how you respond to challenges. When you own up to your mistakes, not only do you learn and grow, but others see you as someone who takes initiative and accountability. People respect those who don't shy away from their mistakes, but instead view them as opportunities to learn and become better. A powerful story comes to mind. I had a friend named Sarah who always struggled with meeting deadlines. One day, she missed an important deadline for a project she was managing, and instead of offering excuses, she took full responsibility. She walked up to her manager and said, "I could have managed my time better, and I'll make sure to improve in the future." Her honesty and accountability impressed her manager, and instead of being reprimanded, she was given more responsibility because her manager respected her maturity and willingness to own up to her actions. In the end, taking responsibility isn't just about owning your mistakes, it's about taking charge of your life. It's about acknowledging that the way you respond to challenges and the decisions you make will shape your future. People will respect you not because you're perfect, but because you take full responsibility for your life, your actions, and your growth. The more you stop making excuses, the more respect you'll gain, from others and, most importantly, from yourself. Stop fearing failure and embrace it as a lesson. Building on the importance of taking responsibility for your actions, we now arrive at one of the most powerful Stoic lessons. Stop fearing failure. Often, we avoid taking risks or making bold moves in life because we are terrified of failing. Society conditions us to see failure as a mark of weakness or incompetence, something to be ashamed of. But the Stoics had a radically different perspective. They saw failure not as a setback but as an opportunity for growth. In fact, true respect is earned when you have the courage to fail and learn from it, rather than running away from it. Think back to a time when you avoided trying something new because you were afraid of failing. Maybe it was a new job opportunity you hesitated to apply for, or a personal goal you abandoned because you thought you wouldn't succeed. In those moments, the fear of failure paralyzed you, making it impossible to move forward. But what if you could change your mindset and start viewing failure as a stepping stone rather than a roadblock? This is where the Stoic philosophy truly shines. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, failure is not something to avoid, it's a part of the process. The Stoics believed that through failure, we refine our character and become stronger, more resilient, and more capable of achieving our goals. Imagine a situation where you've been hesitant to take a big step in your life. Perhaps you're thinking about starting a new business or going after your dream career, but the fear of failing keeps you stuck. Instead of seeing the possibility of failure as a threat, try seeing it as a lesson. What can you learn from the experience, even if things don't go as planned? What valuable insights or skills can you gain from taking that risk? I remember a time when I was faced with a huge decision. Should I apply for a position in a field that was completely new to me? I had all the reasons to doubt myself. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? But then, I remembered a conversation I had with a mentor. She told me, failure isn't the end. It's the beginning of something new. It's a chance to grow and learn in ways that success can never teach you. I decided to apply, and although I didn't get the job, the experience was invaluable. I learned more about myself and what I was truly capable of. It gave me the confidence to pursue other opportunities and eventually succeed in ways I hadn't imagined. What if we all embraced failure as a necessary part of growth? When you stop fearing failure, you open the door to endless possibilities. You stop holding yourself back and start taking action. And through each failure, you learn something new about yourself, about the world, and about what it takes to succeed. Respect doesn't come from always being perfect or avoiding mistakes. It comes from having the courage to fail, learn, and grow. The more you embrace failure as a lesson, the more you gain respect from others and, most importantly, from yourself. It shows strength, resilience, and a willingness to improve, qualities that everyone admires. The fear of failure is not the enemy. It's an opportunity to grow into the best version of yourself. Stop resisting change and embrace it, building on the idea of overcoming the fear of failure. One of the most transformative Stoic lessons is to stop resisting change. Life is inherently unpredictable, and change is inevitable. Yet, many of us resist it with all our might, clinging to the comfort of what we know, even if it's not fulfilling or healthy. The Stoics, however, understood that growth and progress can only happen when we fully embrace change. When you stop fighting it, you unlock the power to transform your life in ways you never thought possible. Think about a time when you resisted change. Maybe it was the end of a relationship that you didn't want to let go of, even though it wasn't working. Or perhaps it was a career move that scared you, but deep down, you knew it was necessary. In these moments, we try to hold on to the past because it's familiar. But by resisting change, we often miss out on opportunities for growth and improvement. The Stoics believed that change was not something to be feared or avoided, but something to be welcomed as an essential part of the human experience. The key to living a fulfilled life is not to fight against change, but to flow with it. Consider a time when you allowed change to happen naturally in your life. Perhaps it was a job change or a shift in your social circle. At first, the idea of this change might have caused anxiety, but once you allowed yourself to embrace it, you realized that the outcome was far better than you had imagined. You learned new things about yourself, developed new skills, and met new people who enriched your life in ways you never anticipated. When you resist change, you limit your potential. But when you allow change to take its course, you open up to a world of new possibilities. I remember a time in my life when I was stuck in a job that didn't fulfill me. I was afraid to leave because I didn't know what would come next. The idea of starting over felt daunting. But one day, I decided to take the leap and pursue something that truly excited me, even though it meant embracing uncertainty. It was one of the scariest decisions I've ever made, but looking back, it was the best decision of my life. The moment I stopped resisting change, I discovered a new sense of freedom and possibility. I felt more in control of my life, more aligned with my passions, and ultimately, more fulfilled. The Stoics taught that by accepting change, we can shift our perspective and make the best of whatever life throws our way. Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This statement highlights the Stoic belief that we cannot control external events, but we can control how we respond to them. By letting go of resistance, we take back our power. Instead of lamenting change, we can focus on how to adapt, grow, and move forward. In the end, true respect, both from others and from ourselves, comes when we embrace the unknown. When we welcome change with open arms, we show the world that we are resilient, adaptable, and confident in our ability to navigate life's challenges. Change is not the enemy. It's the catalyst for a richer, more fulfilling life. By allowing it to happen, we free ourselves to live more fully, with greater peace, joy, and purpose. So, the next time change knocks on your door, don't resist it. Open it wide and see where it takes you. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to smash that like button. It's the easiest way to show your support and let us know that you're enjoying the content. If you've got thoughts, opinions, or even a personal story to share, drop them in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you and connect with you on this journey of growth and self-improvement. Seedling Speech Balloon, and hey, if you want more content like this that will truly change your life, make sure you're subscribed. You don't want to miss the next video that could be the spark you need to level up. Check out our other videos for more Stoic wisdom and powerful lessons to transform your mindset and start living your best life today. Let's build this community together, and remember, you're one step away from making a big change. Flexed biceps keep pushing forward, and I'll see you in the next video. Eyes sparkles.